Hey, this is Patrick from Frontly. Today I'm going to give an overview of our AI Copilot, which allows you to create new pages, data sources, and actions all just by explaining what you want and having the Copilot handle that for you. And of course, because it's Frontly, you also have access to all the features in our visual no-code editor. So when you jump into Frontly and you create a new page, or when you create a new app for the first time, you're going to end up here. It's going to say, what do you want to build? And now it's up to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write out a prompt, and we'll just start with something pretty simple. Now I'm going to use this cool voice typing tool. Now I'm going to just pop this up. So I want to build a landing page for my garden supplies business. I want there to be a nice hero section and maybe a few feature sections with some compelling descriptions of why my business is better than the competitors. Awesome, there we go. So got that all typed out. Now I'm going to just hit the submit button and we'll watch what happens. So in Frontly, what you'll find is that you'll hit this plan summary stage. So the AI is just saying, hey, does this sound like what you asked for? This is just a very simple summary, so it doesn't capture all of the granular details that I explained, but it's saying, hey, we're going to create a landing page. Sounds perfect. So I'm going to hit approve, and in this case, it's creating a new page. So it's just jumped me over to that new page. Just kind of depends what you ask for, if it's going to edit your current page or if it's going to create a new page. Now, we're going to watch this go through, and we're going to see in real time it's generating my landing page. So we can just have fun watching that come together. It's looking nice and clean, talking about gardens just like I asked for. And once it's done, we'll get this approve and continue. So when you're using the Copilot, you'll always see some kind of live preview happening in this sidebar, and then depending on what you're generating, if you're at the user interface step, you'll see it coming together in real time here. This is not particularly useful for you as a user. It's just more to sort of give you a sense of progress. Sometimes when the user interface is generating, it's generating containers and things that are invisible, like for the first few seconds, and so it's nice to just kind of confirm that things are happening. So at this point, I'm just going to hit approve and continue because this is a really good starting point. And for now, that's really all I have to do. So I'm going to hit save. But one really important thing about Frontly to remember is that it's a visual no-code editor. So now that I'm seeing what it generated, I can go in and I can start making some changes. So I can go to the page settings, I can go to the styles, and if I want, I can start adding some things here. So I noticed that it didn't really add like a padding, the spacing around the outside of the page. If I want to do that, I can just type that in here, padding, maybe 30 pixels. And you can see just from doing that, when I make the padding more, you can see that this is responsive. So like when the page gets to a certain size, it forces the image to get smaller or to go below. And so you can see if I test this like on my phone, it goes vertical. Now, this is not like a perfect 100% accurate preview of what it's like on mobile. It's just kind of meant to generally give you a sense. But yeah, this is a pretty good starting point. So I'm going to keep it like that. I'm going to hit save. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the AI to generate a data table for me. So I'm going to use my voice typing tool again. I'm just going to say, for my garden supplies business, I have suppliers that I deal with. And so I want you to generate a new data table for suppliers with their industry, a brief description of what they supply to me, and then the key contact information, which is name, email, and phone number for my contact at that company. All right. So I'll just edit this prompt because it caught the first little bit, but yeah, it's pretty, you just say what you want. That's the idea. All right, so you can see here, it's telling me it's going to create a table called suppliers. And so if I hit approve, we're going to see this come together in real time. And it does generate a little bit of sample data. Obviously, this is just sample data, so it's not, nothing to really worry too much about. You can go in and replace it. So I'm going to hit approve. And in this case, that's all I needed. So now if I wanted to go create a new page, I'm going to call this garden suppliers. All right, so now I'm on a new page, and I have my list of suppliers, my sample suppliers. So I want to try something a little bit different. I'm going to do my voice typing again. So please create a custom list where it's organized in a grid, and each supplier is one of the cards, and it'll have their name and phone number and their sort of category or industry or whatever's in the sheet on that card, and styled where the header is quite bold and then the other parts are a little bit less prominent. Also add a button that says contact supplier. Okay, now this was a pretty wild prompt, but we're just going to run it and see what happens. Okay, so you're seeing we have this summary here. Again, it's just really trying to create this sort of bridge between the prompt and what the AI is going to generate. I'm going to hit approve, and I'm just going to see what happens. So it's kind of processing the prompt. Usually there's a few seconds of this kind of pre-processing that happens, and then depending on the complexity of the prompt, then it'll kind of start running and generate our page. So in this case, probably took about 10 seconds. It really just depends what you ask for. And now you can see this is all coming together quite quickly, and truly it did pretty much exactly what I asked for. So it doesn't always do that, it's AI, so you do have to play around with it, but in this case, it actually went quite well. So I'm gonna hit approve, and looks like it's actually now going and trying to generate an action, like a click action for my card, which I didn't explicitly ask for, but the AI does kind of try to figure out what makes sense. So I'm gonna hit save, and what's so cool about Frontly is that once you have something like this is technically a functional app. So because we used this this list block, which is allowing us to organize these in a grid, I can make a change to one of these items and it's going to affect all of the items. So that's really cool. So I can say, maybe this is 28, or maybe I make it a little smaller. And if I want, I can even go and adjust the font. I can make it this kind of cool, font here. And now all I have to do is, if I want to see the live page, I can click this button up here. It's going to take me to my live page, and you can see this is a fully functional app. I should be able to search, and I can click on one of these records and actually edit the data in real time, and this will actually save in my database. So maybe I change the contact to, Patrick from Frontly. And so I'm going to hit save. You can see it says saved. If I refresh my page now, I actually don't remember which one I clicked on, but somewhere in here, Soil Solutions, there you go. Yeah, so this one. So yeah, you can see the data saved. That's a functional app, and this is a completely custom list. It's also responsive, so as I go to smaller pages, we'll see it flex. So anyway, these are just some basic examples of how you can use Frontly to build completely custom interfaces.